Good evening, my stamping friends. How are you tonight? I hope the weather is better where you are than where I am. If it was just snowing, I wouldn't mind nearly so much, but it is not. It is doing other things as well, and I can hear it hitting the windows some of the time, so it's either freezing rain or sleet or something. I don't know. Anyway, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I am Leslie with LuvINK&Paper, and we are going to play with a really fun bundle very soon. And I made a couple of cards this afternoon, and then we're going to do a little bit together. And I think by the end, you will be adding this bundle to your shopping list for sure. Okay, so this is who I am. This is my host code for January. Okay, let's move that aside. Oops, let's turn this the right way. So the reason I want to talk about Paper Pumpkin a little wee bit is because tomorrow is the last day to subscribe to make sure you get the lovely lavender kit for January. Okay, so we've had since the 11th of December, and I know you may have been seeing some things or whatever, but let me just tell you about some sweet spots for those prepaid subscriptions during celebration. Okay, so a 3 months prepaid subscription is just $69.50 plus shipping and handling, and it qualifies you for one free celebration item. Yay! You get 3 months of the best crafting kit around, and you get a freebie. How great is that, right? All right, so it does get a little bit better, and then it gets a lot better. All right, so a 6 month prepaid is $127 plus shipping and handling, which is about $1 a month savings. Okay, so instead of the $24.50 a month, it would be $23.50 a month. You get the idea, and you get either two of the celebration goodies at the $50 level, or you can choose one at the $100 level. So your choice there, okay? Or you can add and get up to $150, like add some cardstock, add a take your pick tool if you don't have one, add, something to get you there, to get you to $150, and then you could have both a level 2 or $100 product and a level 1 or a $50 product. Okay, so the biggest sweet spot of all, though, is the 12-month prepaid subscription. I have a lot of people that do this. It does require a bit of an outlay up front, but then it's all paid for your whole year. Okay, so the cost is $243 plus your shipping and handling. Okay, which is a savings of over $24 for the year, which is kind of like getting a whole month for free, right? It qualifies you for 4 of the $50 celebration items and $24 in Stampin' rewards. Okay, or, there's a whole lot of ways you can get those celebration things, okay? 2 level 2s and a level 1, like there's a whole, you can play around with it. But if you add just $57 more in product, which could be envelopes, it could be cardstock, it could be ink pads, it could be, please get them now, the retiring in color ink refills if you haven't already gotten them with your ink pads. Okay, cannot tell you how I start telling people now to get those ink refills, and I still have people in April when the retired list comes out, they go, can you still get me this? I tried online and I couldn't get it. No, if you can't order it, I can't order it. It's gone. Those in color items for the retiring 5 in colors, which this time is the Starry Sky and the Orchid Oasis and the Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. Okay, so those 5 are going to be going away in April. We've had them for 2 years. So if you haven't gotten your refills, get them now. Just do it. Anyway, if you do that, if you add $57 more in product, you can get 6 free Celebration items and Stampin' Rewards of $60. Okay, and those Stampin' Rewards can be any product at all from the annual catalog or this current mini. Okay, if it seems like a lot to spend to add that 57 or to get to do this, but you still want all the rewards, get a few friends together and do what I like to call a catalog party. Okay, you guys figure it out and you share the goodies. Okay, it works. All right, so remember that tomorrow is the last day. If you're going to do a month-to-month subscription, you got to be subscribed. Or even if you do a prepaid, you've got to get it redeemed by tomorrow. Okay, if you need any help, I will be up for a while tonight, probably till 9:30 or so. So if you need me, call or text or email or whatever, and I will go through it with you. All right, so the good stuff. All right, so let's start here on page 38. All right, we'll look at some of those samples in just a second. But what does this bundle that I'm talking about include? Okay, so you can get just the stamp set. Okay, you can get just the dies. For this particular one, I'm not sure why you would want to do that. I don't think there are enough extra pieces to warrant getting them just for them, but you can get just the masks, or for $50.75, you can get all of it as a bundle, and they all work together. So let's take a look at some of the samples that the Stampin' Up! Artists have done. Okay, so this one is the big stamp. Let me pull that in. So it's this big stamp, stamped probably in Versamark or in our white craft ink with white embossing powder. Okay, very pretty. This is a great image all by itself. But you can also add the masks. So instead of coloring, you know, by hand with your blends or whatever, which you totally could do, you can use the masks to color the stamped image. You can use the masks all by themselves. And this one doesn't even use all the masks. This one only uses some of the masks. This one used all 5 layers of the mask. Okay. This one shows a few of the die cut leaves. So lots of great things. All right. So the other place you can find that is back here. And here's another one where people, I think, probably did color those with blends. Perhaps not, but I think they did. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. So the Enduring Beauty Bundle is what we're talking about tonight. All right. So do you like to see finish cards first or just get into it? Let me show you 2 real quick. And neither of these uses the stamp set. Okay. Well, that's not exactly true. I use the stamp set for the greetings, but the image, there's no stamping. It's just the masks, the stencils. Okay. This one I even added a little Wink of Stella. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see the sparkle on there? Anyway. And this one I added a few of the little die cut leaves tucked in behind there. Okay. So just the masks, pretty much. All right. So how do the masks work? Well, let me show you. The masks come, now they don't come exactly like this. I've made a few small modifications. Okay, just so you know, I've made a few modifications. The first modification I did was I took my my ultra fine point Sharpie, and I just went over the numbers because they're hard to see. So I said, okay, I just took my super Sharpie and I just colored. They're like down in, they go down in. So anyway, so I made the numbers a little more clear. The other thing I did was I labeled them. So this mask, number 1, is the flower base, okay? If you were gonna use the stamped image, you would use this, this way. Okay, and it fits right over. Okay, you sometimes have to do a little tiny fidget with them. Okay, like that. Okay, whoops. And then once you get it just where you want it, I use a little Post-it tape. I get it on Amazon. Now you can, well, where I've got this now, I can't do the notch, but that's okay. Because you don't really need the notches. It's okay, but you don't have to have them. And actually, I'm going to sneak one piece down there. All right, so let's grab, I brought some ink pads, so we'll use boho blue as my light color. All right, so I'm just gonna, I probably should have a big blue, but I don't. So I have this little one that's had blue, and it didn't really wash as much out as I would like. So I'm just going to use that. Now the nice part about the mask is instead of tapping off on your grid paper, you can tap off right on the side of the mask and come in, and then you can bring that ink and use it. Okay. So I can tap off a little bit, and then I can, whoops, oh, Leslie, don't, be a little bit gentle. And then I can go right over here. There we go. All right. Now, if you don't have a lot of colors of ink pads or something, you can do single color. And I'm going to show you that maybe even with this one. Okay. All right. So now take that off. And this is another thing I like about these is they alternate. So if you follow the masks in order, in numerical order, the next thing you're going to do is the leaf base. Okay, so you're not going to add the flower detail immediately. You're going to give that ink a chance to settle down into the paper and dry. All right, so then we're going to add on our now there's a couple images here that get colored by the leaf base, but if you were doing this with like blends, you could totally color those as flowers, as buds. Okay. All right, let's put you here, and I think part of my problem was I only had it anchored on one side. All right, this is how I'm gonna show you two colors with one. Let me grab my green. I think, okay. So I was using it with lemon lime twist and granny apple green earlier, but I think the old olive will be fine with this. All right, so I'm gonna really have a light hand, okay? And I'll show you why in just a second when we do the detail. I'm gonna use old olive again, but I'm going to just get more ink and I'm going to go a little firmer. Okay. All right. So I don't want to get too dark. So there we go. All right. All right. We're going to keep that close by because we're going to need it again in a minute. All right. So far, this is what we got. All right. So now we're going to line up our flower detail like this. And it's actually not hard. You can use the little notches, and you'll see I did use it before, but I don't have to. Okay. They line up really easily. All right, so let me grab Orchid Oasis, which is a darker blue, one of those colors that's going away. I'm actually going to miss this one. All right. So I'm going to add some of this over that. Oh, did I tell you I used boho blue before? I think I did. Anyway, my first color was boho blue, in case I forgot to say that. Okay. And because I stamped this, I'm not going to choose to use the flower centers mask or stencil. Okay. And I'll show you that in a minute because it comes through as stamped already, and I don't think you need it. All right, so let's gently take this off. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, love it. Love it. Okay, so now we'll get the leaf detail, and there's a couple of stems that also line up in here. Okay, like this. So I'm seeing the stems, I'm seeing the details. Okay, so you're going to get a darker color along the veins. All right, so I already did these in Old Olive, right? But that's okay. You can just take your Old Olive again, and we'll just get a little bit more this time. And I'll go a little heavier. So I can make that Old Olive a lot darker than I did before. See how much darker that is? And I know that I don't usually do a lot of ink blending because I don't like you guys to be wiggling all over up there. But if you are, I'm really sorry. Okay. All right. So now this was much darker with the Old Olive, but it's the same tone, the same color, so I think it'll look really good. All right, let's take a peek at that. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so then the last one would give you, and you could do these if you wanted, but I think because they're stamped, I'm not going to. There, I think they go kind of like that. I think the stamped centers are plenty, and I don't really think I want to do these centers again. Okay. I could kind of highlight them if I had brought a yellow. Okay. If I had brought a yellow and gone over those, that might have helped the little black pop, but it would also have turned some of these green. So you know, it is what it is. So now we have this. Isn't that pretty? And I can just turn it whichever way I want, okay? I can trim it so that it will fit on. Let me just see if I've got this cut the way I want it. Yeah, I think I do. All right, so I'm gonna have to trim this. So let's move some of these stamp pads out of the way. All right, so how big are you? I was playing with layers earlier, so okay, so that's 4. So I can go to 3 3/4, like that, and I can go to 5 right here. Okay. I think we're going to go this way. Oh, I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to, I could die cut a label. There is a really nice label die. Or I could have die cut this out. But I think for now, what I'm going to do is just take this, holding you close in my heart, and am I going to fit it on there? Oh, yes, I am. Right here in this corner. It's, all right, what do I do with my black? There it is. Do I want to do black, or do I want to do the orchid? That is a good question. I think I'll do it in black. Most of the time I like my greetings in black, usually. Okay. There we go. There. All right. And probably gonna want a little something over here, because that feels a little empty. So we'll put some gems or something over there. I know, Leslie, just get your bone folder. I know, I know. It's right there in my tool holder next to me. But a lot of times I just use my thumb. All right. Oh, I think I just ran out. That one's got to get filled. How about this one? Oh, this one's looking close as well. Oh, this one's, yep. How many more do you have, Leslie? Yes, well, I keep several. Okay, here we go. Oh, don't put your adhesive there. Put it over here. Did any of you shout at me? I'm always telling you, put it on your smaller layer so you don't miss and end up with a sticky card front. Okay. There. All right, so just for you, Barbalash, if you're watching, we're going to add a little Wink of Stella, because Barbara calls it Winky. I love it. All right, let's get our Winky on here, because it just shows up so, it just adds that little pretty sparkle, kind of like, you know, morning dew on the flowers. Not that I usually wake up early enough to get outside and see the dew on the flowers, mind you. That is not usually my favorite thing. If I wake up that early, I am likely to be curled up in my bed reading. Like, to see if my eyes will get sleepy enough to go back to sleep. I'm not an early morning get going kind of girl. Not at all. Not at all. So for those of you who are following the news, today is my daughter's official due date, and there is no baby yet. So we are still waiting for our first granddaughter to arrive. We are hoping that it's soon. Maybe not tonight in this yucky weather, so they don't have to travel in this, but anyway, sooner rather than later would be lovely. All right. There. Okay. Oops. All right, there's that. And let's see what I have here for. Don't want those. Not those. Let's grab these iridescent rhinestones. These will be pretty. And I'm going to take your pick tool and put one big one up here, and oh, you know what? I might not have that there. Will you come off? Hang on. I have an idea. Oh, good. That came off. Yay. I have a different idea about what I want to do. I want to just do 3. Whoops, there's a hair in that one. I'm just going to put 3 right in a row, like that, down there. Oh, there's a couple little hairs that are driving me crazy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think this one is not in line and it's not moving. Oh, that's better. Wasn't off by much, but it was off just enough. It's making me a little crazy. Okay. Oh, let's put the cap back on there so I don't stab myself the next time I go to use it. Okay. So there, that's that one. So a couple in pinks with no stamp, no background stamp. This one with background stamp. Now I did not get out my Stampin' Blends, but you could so easily stamp this big beautiful flower and color to your heart's content. Okay, and maybe I will, if I can find a few minutes over the next couple of days, I will stamp this a couple of times and I will color it with watercolor pencils and also with my Stampin' Blends. So I will try to get a couple more samples done that I can share with you. But for tonight, this is what we have. Okay, so I hope you liked that. I hope that you can see the value of this incredible bundle, and I hope that you can maybe treat yourself to a little something fun and grab that bundle while all the pieces are available. Okay, because there could come a day when some of the pieces are not available. Okay, just saying. It's been known to happen. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I had a great time sharing these with you. And yeah, shoot me a question, throw me anything you need in the... Oh, the black centers on these I did with a sponge dauber and my Memento black, Dawn. I think the stamped ones, I'm not going to try and do that right now. Although, do you want to just see what it looks like? All right, here, hang on a second. 1 second. I'm not going to color the whole image, but I have this big image in my Stamparatus. So I can, real quick, I've got a piece of paper. So hang on, don't go away, guys. I know, I thought we were done, but we're not. So hang in there. Okay. All right, let's ink up this big image. Okay. Come on. There it goes. Okay. All right. And let me just rub that for a second. Okay. So let's have this, and then I won't, and this can stay here, and this, and where are those centers? Here we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. There we go. I think we got them. Okay. Yeah, my fear is it's going to make it look blobby, but we can give it a try. So I'm just using a sponge dauber and my Memento black, and this sponge dauber is now only used for black because there's no way I'm going to get it clean. Okay. But I didn't really want to sort of, I worked so hard on that pretty blue one. Well, not really worked so hard, but I got it the way I like it, and I don't want to take a chance of wrecking it. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, see, I just think that that's too much. Maybe in a different color, maybe not in black, but that just is too much for me. I think the stamped middles, when you use the stamped image, is enough. Okay, so there you go. You, I know you like that orchid, huh, Janice? It is a good color. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. I'm going to head home, and I will post any further samples that I make in the comments under this video. And so thanks for joining me, and I will see some of you for class tomorrow. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.